It started with the hum of a leaf blower. Every morning like clockwork, that distinct drone echoed through our quiet cul-de-sac, courtesy of Karen, the president of our HOA and self-appointed neighborhood watchdog. She patrolled the lawns like a sergeant in uniform, always ready with a citation for grass height violations or unsanctioned gnome placements. If your trash can lingered on the curb past 8:01 a.m. Tuesday, she knew, and you'd be fined. So imagine my surprise one morning when I spotted Karen traipsing across my yard with a bright orange extension cord in tow. At first, I thought she was just passing through, maybe chasing a rogue squirrel or harassing the mailman for bending a rule. But no, she knelt down and confidently plugged her cord into my outdoor outlet, situated on the side of the garage. Then she walked back to her own property, smug as ever. I blinked. I wasn't sure what annoyed me more, that she was stealing my electricity or that she didn't even try to hide it. No note, no knock, nothing. Just assumed her HOA crown gave her divine power over my outlet. At first, I let it slide. Maybe it was a one-time thing. Maybe her power was out. But it wasn't. Day after day, she plugged in. One day, it was a weed whacker. The next, a pressure washer. Once, a fountain. I kid you not. She set up a decorative, gurgling fountain powered by my electricity and acted like it had always been part of her landscape vision. I finally approached her, calmly, politely. "Hey Karen, I noticed you've been using my outlet. Could you not?" She gave me that tight-lipped smile she reserves for peasants and replied, "It's just a little electricity. HOA guidelines say we're supposed to support neighborhood beautification. You are part of the community, aren't you?" Yes, the royal we. I considered disconnecting the outlet, but I had a better idea. You see, that specific outlet was connected to the backup pump system for my septic tank. Installed by the previous homeowner, the pump was rarely used, unless the tank overflowed. Then it activated to prevent a literal backyard disaster. It was wired so that if it lost power during one of those overflow events, the pump would fail and, well, you get the picture. So I didn't disconnect the outlet. I let her keep using it. And then came the perfect storm. After 2 weeks of heavy rain, my septic system hit critical mass. The pump needed power, but it didn't get it, because Karen's daily power theft had tripped the breaker. The result? A glorious, bubbling eruption in her backyard flower bed, right near her fountain, the same one powered by the stolen electricity. The smell hit first, a wave of sulfur and shame. Then came the sludge, oozing across her pristine pavers and engulfing the base of her ceramic cherub statue. Neighbors gathered. Phones came out. Karen screamed. She tried to blame me. She marched right over, sewage dripping from her rubber clogs, demanding I fix my system. I calmly pointed to the tripped breaker. "Oh, you mean this outlet?" I asked. "The one you've been using every day without asking?" "Yeah, that outlet powers my septic tank backup pump." Probably should have asked. The silence was delicious. So was the $600 fine she received from the HOA for unsanitary landscape violations. Poetic justice. Karen doesn't use my outlet anymore. In fact, she avoids my yard altogether. And the cherub? It still leans sideways in her garden, frozen in eternal horror, half sunk in the muddy aftermath. They say revenge is a dish best served cold. But sometimes, it's served piping hot and bubbling out of a broken septic tank, straight onto your HOA president's begonias.